What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Movie Scene. I'm your host, Chris Giddens. And for the month of January, I only watched 10 movies, and they weren't very diverse as I was mainly catching up on movies that were released last year that I missed out on, trying to get ready for Oscar season, I guess. But regardless, here they are, ranked in order of my preference for them. Number 10, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't think I could be more over Spider-Man at this point, even though I prefer Garfield over Maguire, and I could watch Emma Stone all day long in anything. The opening sequence was pretty good, but by the time they were flashbacking to part 1, I was done. There are some truly exceptional moments in this film, but overall just not great. Number 9, Maleficent. I was surprised by how much I liked this film, though I did have admittedly irrational low expectations going in, and I would have preferred to see young Maleficent a little bit more. I was enjoying the first half, but I completely understand the desire to get Angelina Jolie on screen as quickly as possible. Number 8, Inherent Vice. Having read the novel, I had very high hopes going in and expected a Lebowski and Loathing in Las Vegas type hybrid, but it was a little bit disappointing. I think it definitely could have used a bit of Gilliam's hallucinogenic visuals and more of the Coen brothers' pacing and storytelling style. Number 7, The Land Before Time. My second favorite film, directed by Don Bluth, and perhaps it would have topped my favorite, The Secret of NIMH, if not for producers George Lucas and Steven Spielberg insisting upon cutting 11 minutes from the film to obtain a G rating. Hopefully someday we'll be able to see the director's cut that Bluth always wanted. Number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy. A summer blockbuster worthy of the praise that it received, and a much-needed entry in the superhero genre in this day of more gritty movies. It still augments the Marvel Cinematic Universe while being fun and not taking itself too seriously, but it is still a well-made movie and has an excellent cast. Number 5, Shrek II. I'm sure I'm in the vast minority, but I prefer the first 2 Shrek films to the first 2 Toy Story films. The Toy Story franchise does include jokes and references for adults. I just prefer those in the Shrek movies, especially the digs at Disney. And as far as Shrek 2 goes, the scene of Puss in Boots coughing up a hairball is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Number 4, X-Men Days of Future Past. Maybe my favorite superhero movie of all time, and in my opinion the best since Batman Begins. I am biased, the X-Men comics were my favorite as a kid, but I just loved how they handled the storytelling. For example, at the beginning, it was a quick introduction to plot-relevant action and new characters without too much over-exposition. Number 3, Under the Skin. I really love this movie. It's like a cross between Stanley Kubrick and Alejandro Jodorowsky. It's kind of hard to describe. There's beautiful visuals in more ways than one. The music is unique and unsettling. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend that you watch it without first going to see what it's about. But overall, just a truly excellent movie. Number 2, Birdman. Probably the best movie that I watched last month. Some have complained about it being too gimmicky or that there's too many similarities to Black Swan. But in my opinion, the cinematography, editing, acting, music, they all coalesce to make just a beautiful work of art that enraptures, in my mind, like the best jazz. Number 1, Mad as Hell. I'm incredibly biased by the content, being a huge fan of the Young Turks and for a long time. But strictly looking at a technical level, the documentary is just exceptionally well made, especially the editing. The editing is superb, both stylistically and for pacing purposes. I recommend that you check it out via the links in the description below. You can also be on the lookout for it, getting a wider theatrical release. And of course, wolf-pack.com. All right, that's it. As always, I would love to know what you think, so if you would, please let me know in the comments below. Or you can connect with me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Giddens. And until next time, thanks for watching.